What is up, guys? Zach is back bringing you guys another Pokemon XY Wi-Fi battle. This one's against Mr. Hatespawn. He's got a huge team full of threats: Gengar, Dragonite, Greninja, Mawile, Breloom, and then a wall in the form of Ferrothorn, or at least that's what I thought. This team I kind of scrapped together on stream, just kind of put it together, EV trained it, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's jump into this one. Got some Team Flare battle music for you. This one was an important battle to me because if I had won, he would have gotten me an HP Fire Greninja. So here I lead with my Machamp, thinking that he's going to lead with his Ferrothorn, and he does. I go for the very, very obvious prediction in Dynamic Punch, and he sends in his Gengar. Unfortunately for me, I probably should have predicted Payback, but really didn't want to have that thing setting up any hazards or anything like that. So I switch into Aggron to take the incoming move. Wasn't really predicting Dazzling Gleam, but I take it fairly decent, I suppose. This isn't my Mega Aggron, and it's not my actual competitive Aggron, it's just the one that I had already finished, unfortunately. But he hits me with a Shadow Ball, and I kind of think that I can take it, but I don't. It just cleans me straight out. A neutral stab Life Orbed Gengar just took me out. That being said, Aggron, this isn't my competitive one, so I guess it doesn't actually have the EVs that I wanted in. But I sent out my Gengar, and here I called for a Speed Tie, but he switches out, and he's going to eat this Shadow Ball, no problem. Just about a 20-25%. So I switch out knowing that he's probably going to go for Dark Pulse. And just switch straight into my Mandibuzz, and he goes for Hidden Power Fire. So that hits me for like nothing. Mandibuzz is a fantastic wall. Here for some reason I just didn't think that he had anything, and he Ice Beams me. But however, I leave it with 12 HP and go for Foul Play, which does actually a big chunk of damage because Mandibuzz's base attack isn't very high. I suppose his base attack is much higher than mine, but definitely an intriguing amount of damage from a fully defensive Mandibuzz. But that was kind of a big waste of Mandibuzz on my part, especially since he still has his Hazard Setter. I send in my Machamp, and I kind of was thinking that he would switch out, but just in case, my Machamp is banded. He gets a crit there, which is unfortunate, but I hit him with Payback, and it cleans him out. Really, anything would have cleaned him out. This Machamp doesn't have Bullet Punch because the one that was given to me doesn't have Bullet Punch, unfortunately. He sends in his Breloom. I'm banded, and at this point I'm kind of expecting to die, so I go for another Payback, and it does a little under 50%. He hits me with another Rock Punch, no problem. At this point, I'm kind of falling behind in the game here, guys. He's taking advantage of me, but here I know he has pretty much, he's not going to leave in his Breloom, it'll die. So I go for a Shadow Ball here, I think? Yeah, I go for a Shadow Ball here, predicting a switch, just to get some stab damage off, and it does a clean 75%. Now here, obvious Sucker Punch incoming is obvious, so I go straight for Substitute, and that should be more than enough. If I had Disable, I probably would have run the Disable set. I don't actually have Disable, unfortunately, so I go for the Substitute, predicting the switch, or predicting the Sucker Punch rather, and easily save my Gengar. He's gonna take out my sub, which is no big deal, and I clean him out with a Shadow Ball. So we just kind of trade pokes, kind of useless pokes there. Mega Mawile kind of just going in, not really doing anything besides getting rid of a Substitute, falling. My Mandibuzz kind of just coming in, doing some damage and falling. Here he sends out Sloth, and I have a feeling he's going to try for some form of T-Wave, Leech Seed, something. So I Substitute, dodging the T-Wave, and I was kind of curious to see how much a Stab Shadow Ball would do. I have Black Sledge, not Life Orb, so that was a crit there, but I do get the special defensive drop, so I know that the next Shadow Ball is going to do somewhat similar damage because he does have the minus special defense. And here I don't have Focus Blast on my Gengar. I have T-Bolt and Sludge Bomb. He sends in this Dragonite, and I'm thinking to myself, no problem. Dragonite, no problem. Break Multiscale, I'll be good to go. That was a Stab Shadow Ball. That did absolutely nothing. This is his defensive annoyance of a poke Dragonite with T-Wave, Substitute, Roost, and Dragon Tail. And let me tell you, the amount... This is a 42-turn battle. Okay, so you can imagine the time this is going to take. So he sets up a Substitute, and I went for a T-Bolt, kind of hoping that he would get paralyzed, because I literally have nothing else at this point, because I saw how much damage that did. I know that I have to paralyze this thing. I have to do something to it. And conserve the power points on my Shadow Ball, because my Shadow Ball's running low. I've shot like 5 or 6 at this point. Here's where he reveals Roost, and I am just like, this is not happening right now. This is not happening. I am slowly regaining health. He's got leftovers in Roost. I know he's got the lowered... He has the lowered special defense, so now I'm just going for more special defense drops. Because that's starting to do a ton of damage. And he hits me with a Dragon Tail, and it hits my sub, so I don't get phased out, luckily. And I know that I'm going to go for another Shadow Ball to see... Do I go for another Shadow Ball here? I think I go for another Shadow Ball here to see if it'll maybe get another special defense drop, something along those lines. But he switches out. And he sends in his Ferrothorn. And here, at this point, I'm pretty certain that I can 2-hit KO. Yeah, after seeing that damage, I know I can 2-hit KO. So I go for a sub, just trying to get a free sub off. He goes for Power Whip, though. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to take this because it's resisted, but Gengar's defense is, again, not very good. So I was kind of hoping he would go for some form of Leech Seed or something to try and save his Ferrothorn, but he is not, so I just go in and take it out. Didn't really get to take advantage of it, unfortunately, but I do. I do take it out. Here my Gengar is doing pretty much as much work as it possibly can at this point. He's cleaning up for me. He sends out his Dragonite, and I'm kind of expecting him to T-Wave, but he just goes straight for Dragon Tail. So it kind of just a little bit of waste of life. I kind of wanted to scout what he would do. So here I just go for probably a Shadow Ball, expecting to maybe at least get a defense drop or something along those lines, which was kind of a silly move, seeing how the amount of damage this next hit from Dragon Tail does. Brings me down to 19 HP. I was really hoping it would bring me into my Rotom here, but it brings me into my Klefki, which is like a huge, huge shame. I probably should have used Klefki earlier, but I just didn't see, like, he's just kind of like the link on my team that I don't really use very much, and I don't really know why I have him. But I go for T-Wave, knowing that I need some form of stasis on this thing. Stasis will be more than enough, so that way I can at least get a few turns in where maybe he gets paralyzed and he doesn't get his Roost off, or he doesn't get a Substitute. So I hit Foul Play, just kind of seeing how much it will do. And it does a sizable chunk for it being a Klefki. I'm staying in, kind of hoping for Parahax at this point. Like, okay, he's paralyzed, he's substituting down. Like, I'm gonna break his sub with a Foul Play. We're gonna be okay. So his substitute fades, and I know incoming Roost or something, and he T-Waves me. This is where I figured out that his fourth move was T-Wave, and I was like, are you kidding me? This is not a cool Dragonite set. I hate it. I hate it so much. Luckily for me, he's just staying in, going for Roost, trying to keep this thing alive as much as possible. And I don't want him to get another sub, so I'm just foul playing, At this point, I'm pretty sure we realize that this is going nowhere, so we both switch out. I'm pretty sure we both switch out here. Nope, not yet. I predict his T-Wave and just kind of stay in. And we're kind of like, alright, this is going absolutely nowhere. And we switch out one of these turns. Because this is like the biggest stall fest ever, a Klefki against the Dragonite. But this one was a wager match for a Hidden Power Frog, so I knew that I had to win this. I had to. He roosted back up, got his multi-scale up, and that foul play did literally nothing. Here we both know that this is going nowhere. We switch out, and he brings in his Breloom, and I switch out to my Gengar. I'm just praying, please rocks, don't kill me, please, please. And I live with 2 HP, The Black Sludge pulls me back up to 10 HP. Luckily for me, I know I can outspeed, he can't hit me with his priority, and I hit him with a Sludge Bomb, just taking him clean out. Luckily for me, he wasn't like a scarfed Breloom or anything like that, he was just Mach Punch. He sends back out his Pride, and I'm just kind of fishing for a special defense drop at this point. I can't do anything to this Dragonite. So he hits me with T-Wave, and I know if I can hit him with like one more Shadow Ball, just one more Shadow Ball, I can get him into a killable range for my Rotom Wash. But I get paralyzed here, and he roosts. And I'm just like, at this point I know, if I can get one special defense drop, I'm fairly certain that my Rotom can clean him out in at least 1 or 2 hits. Because my Rotom is modest, and stab boosted, and life orbed as well. Here, I finally catch a break. He gets paralyzed after like 6 or 7 turns of being paralyzed. And this is like just the most monstrous Dragonite ever. Like, I hate this thing. I get another paralyzed turn, but he does too, so it's okay. I'm just slowly recovering health, but I know I'm in death range if he hits me with a Dragon Tail. I'm just trying to get a special defense drop at this point. Just one special defensive drop. I hit a Shadow Ball, and I'm like, please, please, special defense drop, and I get it. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So at least Gengar goes out with a special defense drop, and he's sitting at like a little, like maybe 25% missing, something like that, 20% missing. So I send in my Rotom Wash, and I know that a Stab T-Bolt is going to do an absolute ton. So I go for a Stab T-Bolt, and it does clean like 50% more, 60%, and he gets paralyzed. Luckily for me, it really did not matter at this point because that did a ton of damage with that special defense drop. So I know another T-Bolt is going to just clean it on out. And finally we get rid of that Dragonite. Now we're getting close to the grand finale here. My Chosen 2, my Rotom, is sitting at 87 HP, but I forgot that he still has his Gengar. He goes for a Sludge Bomb, and I was like, please live, please live, please live, please live, and it cleans me out. And then I forgot that this was his Life Orb, Gengar. So I send in my Klefki, and I know it's full health, well, pretty close to full health, but I know this is pretty slim chances that I'm going to win this game right now. So here, I just go for foul play, and luckily for me, I don't get paralyzed, and I'm like, please, please, crit something, do something, and I bring him down to like 10 HP. So here I'm just praying to the Hacks gods. I'm like, please, paralysis, please, please paralyze him. Please paralyze him. But he gets through. His Shadow Ball cleans me out. And it's actually a double down from Life Orb recoil, so he gets a 0-0 win for taking me out with the Shadow Ball. So that was a fantastic game from Hatespawn. 0-0 win goes to him. I think he said he was still breeding me a Hidden Power Frog, but that was a fantastic battle, a really long one, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.